When last we left our adventurers, the climactic battle between the ruined world of Toril and the threat known as Stillhavity came to a close. It was a close one. Many were down, but eventually Bosch was able to land the final blow on the commander, the alternative version to Chelavi. And Laurel Silverhand, Amaranth, and Natasha were able to banish Stillhavity from the realm. But in this blinding white light, Virgil, Eve, Bosch, and Tia find themselves in a strange liminal space. Puddles of different realities lie before them, as well as a woman, somewhat average height, blue and brown eyes, greet you all as Dunamis. I'm sure you are all wondering why you are here.
Yeah, that was kind of on my mind. I needed a second to catch up.
Well, you are here because you were not supposed to be there. I am the caretaker of all time, and you were misplaced.
The caretaker of all... Oh. Wait, Yes, it seems that we were, although, to be honest, I don't think we have the foggiest idea of how that happened.
I mean, I actually have to apologize. I don't really know how that happened, but kind of had a choice to either follow her or where I was trying to go, and chose to help out. I don't really know how I did it, but yeah. So sorry if we messed stuff up.
It was no fault of any of you. Rather, it was the witch that sent you. She often tries to mess with things.
You mean Zablina? Surely she didn't do that intentionally. She would have warned us. Certainly. There must have been some sort of mistake in the spell, yes?
I am afraid not. Whilst she did not know for sure, I suspect she suspected.
That we would wind up there, but...
That you would wind up there.
Forgive me, Your Eminence? She sounds very uncertain of how to address this person. But I'm unsure why that is. Is it something to do with my echo? But I wasn't the only one with an echo like that.
No, it is because she was needing to close the loop. she had affected time originally in her quest of echoes and such in order to solve the problem the first time. But she needed to send you there in order to finish the loop.
The loop? Solve which problem? The problem of stillhavity? How did she create a loop?
As you saw when you were there, she was researching into alternate timelines and drawing the solution from there. Because you see, originally, the staff never made it back. So she drew on another one, originally.
We were intentionally sent there to shift the balance.
Yes. Mostly to try to appease me.
Ah, I see. So then, I take it you are the one that she mentioned when she advised us that if we wound up in the past, we should avoid interfering with anything lest we get on her bad side.
That would indeed be myself.
Huh.
It causes problems, disrupting the tides of time.
Understandable. Well then, did she succeed in her goal of making things right with you? Closing this loop?
She did.
Ah, wonderful. I wish that we'd gotten a little bit more warning about it, but you know, no harm done, I suppose.
Well, that can also cause problems. Knowledge of the future can alter things as well.
Huh. I suppose.
In
We're-
any case,
We're good on that front, right? Where what happened in there isn't what's gonna happen, it's just what could happen.
It is what has already happened.
So because that is not our future, and is instead our past now, we are free to use the knowledge that we gained there.
You are.
Good.
As well as a little bit extra.
Oh?
For you see, the balance is not right in your world. Alas, I cannot punish the one responsible as they are outside of my reach. But I can send you with information that will help. Information that would have been very difficult for you to get otherwise.
We would very much appreciate that. Any and all knowledge that can help us is, well, can make all of the difference. Who is this person that violated these laws? As well, if you don't mind my asking.
You've already met them. Still have it.
Ah,
Albeit also not entirely his fault. It is more of the nature of the realm he was banished to.
I feel like his transgressions were a sight more intentional than most. But perhaps I am merely biased. In any case, what is it that you wish to share with us? Perhaps knowledge of the spell that Lady Silverhand used? I intended to ask about that after the fact if it worked, but she didn't really anticipate. She gestures around at the void, winding up here immediately.
Yes. That was the moment that I needed to pluck you, unfortunately, as that spell also forcibly ejected all of you.
Oh. Does it banish all extraplanar beings in the area? Or extra universal, I suppose? I must admit I'm not entirely sure what that place was.
It does banish. Albeit it mostly affects the target. Miss Silverhand could not fully control the spell, and so it lashed out at other extraplanar beings. In any case, no. The information I have for you is not banishing, as that is not a solution to the issue of Stillhavity. No, what is required is his end.
But banishing him, it worked, didn't it?
It worked for them, but not for everyone else.
Oh.
For you see, now Stillhavity cannot ever interact with that Torel ever again. But there are other Torels, other worlds, other times. And Stillhavity has tapped into a power in the far realm to be able to interact with them from the safety of that realm. And so, the only way to truly end Stillhavity, once and for all, is to destroy him at the seat of his power with the silver fire.
Oh. At the seat of his power. Would that be in the far realm? In his prison?
It would.
Oh.
Sounds like it's going to be a little harder than what we just did.
I should say so. Oh. And with silver fire. So we will need one of the daughters of Mistra to join our cause.
Or any other that can wield it. Whilst it is true that the seven daughters do they are the ones that most known to be able to wield it, but there are others that can wield it as well. I believe your wizard Elmister is also capable.
I don't think we know him. Okay?
He's a hard one to know. In any case, I am saying that there are others. If the 7 should prove difficult or impossible.
Lady Dunamis, the silver flames, soul fire. It is possible to wield them, but, and perhaps this is a strange question, is it possible to become them?
Become them? I am uncertain to your question.
I know it doesn't make much sense. I saw something strange about the soul fire, and it made me wonder if there are... Where does it get its name? Does it come from actual people's souls, or from the wielder's soul made manifest?
It is a fire that burns within the soul, yes.
Does it hurt the person who's using it?
No.
Huh, I see. Well, if that is what is necessary to defeat Stilhavity, then we will seek out one who can wield it and take the fight to him personally. Although, it may take serious research to find out how to get in to his prison. I can't imagine that it will be easy.
It likely won't.
We will do our best.
I pray that you do.
So,
In any case-
what is it that we're supposed to be doing, like, right now?
Right now? Mostly just asking questions while I get your journey ready. This is a good time to ask questions, you know.
Seriously, if you can think of any questions.
We encountered another echo while in our original home. An echo of a being named Cass, who seemed to have been a dreadlord.
Roll an insight check. There's a look of familiarity on her face.
Ah, you know of her.
I have met Cass, yes.
It seemed that she had found her way somewhere she was not supposed to be either, and seemed to be, last we met, in the process of, well, certainly doing things that would alter the course of history. Were you aware of this?
Cass is one that has learned to evade my eyes.
She seemed to be en route to Waterdeep to pursue the soul of Laurel Silverhand. Knowing that, do you think you would have any power to go after her the way you brought us here? Her and her sister.
I am afraid not. I can, however, assist you with dealing with them.
Oh?
Roll a persuasion check to see what level of help she gives you.
If you grant us this assistance, then we will assist you in return in bringing her to the justice that you have been unable to bring her to. Although she is an extremely formidable foe.
She is indeed. And she conjures a book and hands it to you. This is a book. It contains knowledge of the school of magic known as Dunamancy. I will warn you, at the moment, the Circle of Eight, which governs a lot of laws on magic, do not enjoy tolerating it. So I would be careful on who you show this magic to.
Have we ever heard of Dunamancy before?
Nope, not at all. It has been isolated from your world.
I see. But we do know the Circle of Eight because Nistul is supposedly a part of it, yes?
Correct.
Wasn't Elminster also supposed to be a part of it?
No. He has his own, he kind of is a loner.
Okay. Dunamancy. Glances up at her. You said that your name was Dunamis? Is this your personal brand of magic, perhaps?
It is magic of time and space.
Oh, wow. Her fingers kind of fiddle with the book as if already itching to open it, and she kind of tucks it into her waistband. Right. Thank you very much, Lady Dunamis. We will be as discreet as we can and try to make good use of it.
Very good. See to it.
One more question, although I have a feeling I already know the answer. You would have given it to us earlier. You wouldn't happen to know how we can reach the seat of Stilhavity's power, would you?
There are many ways. Far too many for any one of them to be more likely than the other.
I mean, knowing one or two might be helpful?
Well, there is obviously, of course, the spell Plane Shift that could take you there. Gate might be able to get you somewhere a bit more specific. Or, of course, you could just sail the astral sea and find your way across.
Eve's eyes are gleaming.
Of course, all of them have their own issues. With Plane Shift, you will need a tuning fork attuned to the plane, and those are hard to come by. With Gate, you would need an especially powerful caster, one familiar with the location. And sailing, well, finding some sort of way to the astral plane and then finding your way to the far realm, which, as its name implies, is far.
Is it also going to be a problem? I mean, his realm is a prison for him.
Mm-hmm.
Once we get there, is it going to be harder to come back?
It could. I unfortunately do not know. That is the issue with the far realm. It is a land of unknowing.
I'm starting to get that.
Like nudge Virgil a little bit, like
I think we might find a place that you'll like less than the Feywild.
Great. No more questions?
Is there any additional knowledge you would wish to share with us that you wish for us to have in our pursuit of these goals?
Only to be wary. Stilhavity has had more time to plan this out than he did the last time. And he's getting help from something.
Getting help from something.
I don't know what it is.
What would a demigod be getting help from? One of the gods, perhaps. Or some horrifying being from the far plane, beyond even their understanding.
Bosch, roll an insight.
Kidoki.
12. I'd say actually you can do this with advantage.
Okay.
Now thinking about it. 12. Tia kind of squirmed a bit at the notion that a god might be helping.
Bosch will give her like a sidelong glance for a second, then in the direction he was thinking of, like,
well, what was that whole thing with women being on trial? Like, I mean, he's a real good guy, and it doesn't seem like the kind who makes mistakes like that. I wonder if that was part of the whole whoever else is helping.
Huh. According to the treaty, the gods are not allowed to interfere in matters like this, or at least the ones who were bound to that treaty initially. So it would have to be one that is not bound to the treaty. Like Vecna, for example.
I was going to say, somebody who... on those lines, you probably want to be real careful holding on to that book, considering with what happened with that other book.
Yeah. I'm sure there are 1,000 questions that I would, after some thought, love to ask, but at the moment, my mind is sadly empty. But you have given us a lot of great insight, and for that we are very grateful, Lady Dunamis. Bosch, Virgil, is there anything else that you can think of?
I don't know, I'm not usually the Dia guy. I know there's always more stuff.
Oh. I am unsure if this knowledge would fall into your purview, but still Habity's preoccupation with souls, and for some reason mine in particular. I've no idea why he's after my soul. Is that something you would have any guesses about? He seems very driven about it for some reason.
If you're asking for my conjecture on the matter, then I would say a simple case of revenge and wanting leverage over that whom he wants revenge against.
So, not me. Someone connected to me that he wants revenge against. You know, that was my first guess. Although not so much about the revenge part. Perhaps because Amaran Nistul, I don't know who my mother really is anymore. Perhaps because in these alternate timelines, she's been a part of banishing him.
She has.
All right. Well,
Asha's gonna lean over and whisper to Tia, like,
You still feeling weird? When we go back, you're gonna, be back like connected to the whole cycle of being or whatever.
Yes, I am looking forward to that.
is like squeeze her shoulder reassuringly.
Well, I guess I mean, once we get back,
Like addressing the group again, like,
once we get back, I guess you can have a conversation with your mom or your mom's. I don't know. It seems like it's complicated.
yeah, it sure seems like it, doesn't it?
No. Family's
I-
hard, but it's also good.
Eve cracks a smile.
I suppose I'll definitely need to have quite a talk with my family when I get back. I just hope they're alright. Oh,
Glances back at Dunamis.
you say that you have control over time. Would you perhaps, sorry, I realize this is yet another favor we are asking. I do not mean to be presumptuous, but it would serve our goals quite well. And the ones that align with you, if we were to get back shortly after we left Prisoner. Would allowing for that be within your capabilities?
Normally, that is exactly what I would do. Alas, your other friends arrived a bit early, and I'm concerned, as they are the more chaotic of your allies, that they might do something rash with their extra time.
Oh dear. How early are we talking?
2 days.
I mean, all things considered, that's not too terribly long. Maybe they can stay out of trouble for. Oh no, but they realize that they're 2 days too early?
I mean, I think they're now both of them are pretty smart. Can probably figure it out.
Eve tilts her head at this.
Yeah. Maybe? If they do wind up accidentally interfering, I am certain that it would be out of ignorance, not out of intention.
Ash pulls a face and looks at Eve skeptically.
Kind of gives him like a little sideways punch in the arm.
Surely it would just be out of. I don't think they would intentionally go against the laws of the universe. Surely. So. Yeah, you don't generally punish accidental incursions into your laws, do you?
kind of looks at you.
Makes a hopeful face.
They are not ignorant.
So they know that they're early.
No, they know that messing with the time would be bad.
Well, but if they don't know that they're there early, then how would they know to not mess with the time?
And thus why I am sending all of you.
Oh. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we will definitely keep them out of trouble.
See that you do. I wish you the best of luck. And tell Tom and I said hi when you see him again.
Of course.
And the light in the space begins to grow until it is blinding once again. Veritas and Gazrakul.
Yes.
You stand in a city street. Busy and bustling and just people all about. You seem to have made it to Waterdeep.
Would I
Wow.
recognize this as Waterdeep?
Well, you can roll a history check, I suppose. Yeah. In
Wow.
one of your previous incarnations of weapons, you have journeyed through the City of Splendor.
It looks like we're in Waterdeep. And more importantly, looking around and not seeing the others, we got separated.
Yes, we must admit we did anticipate some trickery from the Fae, but that is to be expected. Perhaps our friends are 2 streets down, maybe 3.
Yeah, surely they couldn't have gone too far, right?
Yeah, surely they haven't gone too far. You look down at the bush that is with you.
Hi, buddy.
Hey. Can you
Maybe
carry
we
me?
should.
I'm not very fast.
I'll try.
Well,
Tries to lift
is
Buddy
there a
up.
place that they would know to meet here?
Hmm. What was that? What was that place that Eve's father ran? I've talked to him a few times. He's a really nice guy.
The bush shrugs in your arms.
We never really got that far with planning when we got to when we were getting to New Waterdeep.
Very well. We could find accommodations. It would take some time and be a little more dangerous than usual. There is something of a disagreement of allegiances amongst my kind here.
Are you being hunted, Gaz?
Not us specifically. We spoke to you all of the wizard monstrosity being Pretender Manchun, who runs an offshoot of the Zentarum. They have been highly active in Waterdeep, and those of us who maintain loyalty to the true, correct faction have been experiencing issues with them specifically.
I see. Hmm. So what you're saying is we should stay out of sight. Saying this as we are literally in the middle of the street. I'm holding a bush.
Well, Veritas, we are hardly the most odd thing to see in Waterdeep. But no, unless you've checked recently, we don't exactly carry a tattoo of the Zentarum on our faces, and we're not waving the flag, so we should be fine for now.
Okay. There was something I wanted to check out, though. If given the chance.
Do tell.
I've been recently giving it more thought. But there's a lot of questions that I still don't know about my people or the aftermath of what's going to be happening in the future.
So you want a library?
Yes, I want to understand the better point of view. If I don't even know how or what's going to happen to us, there's no way I can lead my people, right?
Let us reach out to our people. We may be able to provide topics of study not available to the public.
I thought you hated our kind.
And so Gazrakul's gonna try and look around for, I don't know, call signs, just signs of where to look for the nearest safe haven.
For the nearest safe haven here in Waterdeep. Alright. Go ahead and give me an investigation check. Did that get caught on my mic or?
Oh, what happened?
Oh, sorry. I asked for an investigation check, but I guess that didn't get caught on my mic for some reason.
Let me do that.
A 12. Unfortunately, it does seem to take you quite a bit of time, because every time you find a sign that looks somewhat familiar, it leads you to what would essentially be an old safe house, as it seems to already be occupied with an official business rather than some kind of shell that you're looking for. Unfortunately, what you find is a lot of what you have heard, and that is that the Zentarum in Waterdeep is scattered and disheveled at the moment. But after some time, you do end up finding a place, but it does take you several hours to do this. And I'd like you to just roll me a d20.
I can do that. Oh, wow. Just a great number for today, yeah?
Mm-hmm. But you have found a safe house. It's not the best, but it's something. At the moment, there doesn't seem to be anyone here, though.
Well, at the very least, we can rest here and stay while we look for the others.
Yeah, that sounds good.
NPCs remain here.
I am a bush. But okay.
You'll be good with this, buddy?
Well, as long as the floating piece of burning coal doesn't come over here.
No, it comes with me.
By the way, Star, is Star here?
Star is there as well, yes.
And we need you to stay put. Can't have you getting lost in the city.
Don't worry, I'll take good care of Star.
I'm counting on you, buddy. Pat's buddy on the top of the bush.
One of the branches swings around and gives you a salute. I got
Nod.
this.
All right.
Well, while we wait for one of our contacts to show up, I guess we may start with somewhere public.
The library?
If you know of one's location.
I'm sure if we head in a direction, we'll find one.
Indeed, we will keep an eye out for friendly contacts along the way.
Veritas is hunting for a library.
A library? would say go ahead and give me a survival check.
Survival check. A
14. You recall one time when you were appearing as a wizard staff when you were through the city once, that there is a library over in the castle ward. And so, heading down that way, you eventually do arrive at a library. It is right next to the House of Knowledge that lies here in the city.
ah.
For reference, what does Veritas look like right now?
He is a half elf with sort of like a brownish black hair, and is carrying around a long staff-like stick. His eyes are a grayish kind of white. It's easy to mistake him for looking like he's blind, the way that he looks at the moment.
Alrighty, before we left the safe house, Gazrakul cast Disguise Self and makes them look as close to you without being he makes them look almost like a sibling.
Okay. Off-brand Veritas, got it.
Indeed. I completely forgot I took Mask of Many Faces with Eldritch Adept, so now they can just change it up. So now that we're in Spy War City, they are trying to not stick out.
And continuing on, Veritas would try to head into the library next to the Hall of Knowledge.
All right. Anything in particular you're looking for in the library?
So, one thing that he would be looking for is how much does he... Because he remembers Still Havity talking to him about way back when we were in the Dragon Tomb, where Boss got his lance. There was a conversation that he had with Still Havity, and he was talking about how he gained his sentience during that rift that he was sent in, as well as some other things, if I do recall.
It's been a while, but I think that was the gist of it.
So it would be on topics that would be related to planar, extraplanar, portals, if you could find it, stuff that involves teleportation, and any other general magic that he could find.
So you're trying to figure out extraplanar magic?
he- he's trying to see if there's any information in the books that might explain why he gained or help him understand why he gained sentience.
Ooh. That investigation.
Okay.
Good luck.
I know. It's
With a 13, you do find like a lot of like philosophy books on like that kind of like study the nature of sentience. Um, however, no, you quickly begin to understand that no one really knows where and how sentience kind of develops. Most attribute it to just something that the gods can do. Uh, Others just random chance. But no one really knows. So, unfortunately, you don't think the information you seek is here. At least in terms of that.
uh, parsing parsing through the basically line of philosophy books that Veritas has been skimming through. Nothing nothing's here that I'm looking for.
That is unfortunate. Do you have any other areas of interest we could cover?
Farming.
No, thank you.
Uh, while Veritas is doing this this research, what would Gazarkul be doing?
Uh, divination and demonology. Anything that's interesting, seems new, or is at the very least entertaining.
All right. Uh, how about you give me an investigation check? A 21. You're going through the library, kind of looking through some of the books, and eventually you do find that there is actually a whole section on divination. And as you turn the corner, you step onto dirt and are outside.
Huh?
No, this one.
That's worse.
You look and you see rubble and ruin. Crumbled buildings, dilapidated streets. You do still see the sun passing through the sky, but looking up, you also see these strange crystalline structures that sort of kind of pierce up through the ground and reach towards the sky. What do you do?
They explore further. inspecting the crystals jutting out of the ground.
Give me an Arcana. 21. You take a close look at it, and it's unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's inert at the moment, but it looks like whatever it was, it lived at one point. You hear a voice behind you. Isn't it better this way?
They
And as you
quickly turn.
and as you turn to address, you are back in the library.
Did we recognize the voice?
Roll a history check. A natural 20. Yes, you did recognize the voice. But you've never had a name to it.
Mentally, in their communication with each other, they confirm that they will dive deeper into this divination later, more privately. But they do hate when it comes upon them when they're not expecting it.
All right. The rest of your time at the library just kind of goes with unexplained questions. And eventually it does start to get late in the day.
Did you find what you were looking for, Veritas?
I didn't find what I was really looking for, but I found some good books on farming, at least. You there, Josh?
Yeah, did you catch the last thing? My Discord's being dumb.
Oh, uh, yes. Did you hear what I said?
I did not.
I didn't find anything I really was searching for, but I found some nice books on farming.
How swell. Hopefully, our people can assist when we find them. But now we should be getting back. I don't think we'll want to be on the streets after the sun sets.
That's a good idea.
Back to the safe house.
All right. You quickly make your way back to the safe house as the sun begins to dip. And you enter the space, and I assume you prepare it for rest.
Question: does the safe house have a mirror in it?
It can?
It has a mirror. It's a bit dirty and broken, but it's there.
As we're kind of settling up, Veritas dusts off the mirror a bit, enough so you could really get a good look at person's face, and looks into the mirror.
You look into the mirror. You see your own reflection with your pale eye. And as you turn a little bit, it sort of does that shimmer where the light kind of crosses the plane. And you see a blue eye staring at you. And the room fills with light, and when it fades, you see your friends. Eve, Bosch, Tia, Virgil.
Virgil! Eve! Bosch! Tia!
Bosch, Eve, you have arrived in a very dingy apartment.
Oh, hey, we made it home, guys. Oh, gosh. You are a sight for sore eyes.
Like, pats both of you on the shoulders, or arms.
Well, you certainly do like to make an entrance. Fashionably late to the party, but better than not showing at all.
Early to the party, actually. Hey, guys, we're 2 days early. It's 2 days before we went to Prismere.
Oh.
And the out of space and time told us we'll get in really big trouble if we mess stuff up. So don't change in the past.
Me and girls went to the library.
To the library. Wait, are we in?
Are there any windows in here?
Waterdeep!
They're a bit dirty, but yeah, you can look outside and you can see that you are indeed in Waterdeep.
Rushes to the window and presses her face to it in excitement.
Oh, God, we're finally here.
You look out, you can see that you're in the dock ward somewhere.
Grins, claps her hands, turns back to the room. There's now some grime smeared across her face where it was pressed to the window. Also, are we still badly injured?
Yes. You did not ask for any sort of help with that.
You see just blood just oozing from several open wounds on Eve's body and head. But she doesn't...
Same can be said about Bosch and Tia. There's Virgil as well.
But she doesn't seem fazed by this and is like,
Oh, wonderful, we're really here. It's really home. Oh, God, I never
Your
thought.
insides are leaking out!
What? Oh. Oh, yeah, that's... Ow.
What happened?
Oh, I forgot how painful this was.
Did you all hit every branch on the Tree of Time on your way down here?
Oh,
Exactly.
Yeah, wish it had been that simple. We took a bit of a detour, and got into some unpleasant brawls, but we're here, that's what matters. We're here.
Yeah, we got to see some bad stuff. guess what? And one way that this could have been different if we lost. Got to see there's a guy who's kind of like you, Veritas, except first I thought he was a jerk, but I guess he was just I don't know, motivated or something.
Someone like me?
Looked kind of like you, but yeah, wasn't you. I mean, we found out that there was another me somewhere, but he's off in the Feywild. Um, and the other Eve was Eve was a human and with her mom's name, but also she wasn't alive, so that wasn't great.
Yeah,
Was the me that looked like me? Was he a mock?
no, no, he wasn't.
Oh no.
He was an elf, actually. And, well, everything was very complicated there.
Yeah.
It
There
seems.
was a Jelavi who was mean.
Oh,
Eve double checks to make sure the Chelavi's still on her waist.
She is.
oh, goodness.
She'll actually slide off and take her humanoid form.
Hey,
So we got to play librarian with Veritas. Well, you all went on some Planescape adventure.
Wasn't exactly Rainbows and Rainbows, man. It, pretty bad.
I can understand how it sounds very exciting and cool, but it was absolutely horrific and terrifying, and we all almost died, and it was really a terribly grim future, but a future that now has a great deal of hope for the better.
Kind of leans in a little bit conspiratorially with a smile on her face.
We saw a victory against you know who. That he can be bested.
That's great news. That's a lot. Mean big sister. Me, but not me. You, but not you, but also your mother, not you.
Yeah. It was really complicated. It really gave all of us a great big headache, honestly.
And what happened after you won?
Well, we all wound up kind of abducted by the goddess of time.
Took us to her space puddle. Explained some stuff.
Yeah, we
Dark
didn't.
and scary, she says. Not fun or interesting, she says.
I never said it wasn't interesting, just that it wasn't fun. And for someone like me who is really excited about exploring other planes and realities, to say that, you should really, really take my word for it.
We should really take care of those wounds. They're still bleeding.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, now that we're home and we're early, there shouldn't be too much to worry about here. Let me just, Bosch, come here, let me fix you up.
Eve will reach out and start casting Cure Wounds on everyone.
I mean, we could just take a bit of a breather, now that I think about it, but...
Indeed, this is a Zentarum safe house. Safe being the operative word. We should be alright, but we should also plan on what we're going to do now that we are here.
Veritas goes over to hug Chelovy.
She accepts the hug.
Glad to see you again, big sister.
Glad to see you. I'm glad it's this way and not any other.
I've been looking. I've been trying to learn more about us.
Oh? What exactly?
Figure out what makes us us. Become conscious.
Oh. I don't think I've ever really contemplated that.
I want to figure it all out. I don't think I could lead our people, much less help them, if I don't know anything about us.
Well, I will assist in whatever ways I can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, let's get some rest. It's especially you all.
Yes. Is there any other conversations that need to be had?
I've got one for when everyone goes to sleep.
Interesting.
Just a ritual casting of divination.
Eve is going to, at one point, be like,
Well, I mean, no offense to, your people's safe houses, Gazrakul, but I'm sure we can find somewhere much nicer to bed down. I mean, this is Waterdeep, the city of splendors. We can enjoy. Oh, wait. No, we probably. At the very least, I shouldn't be seen on the streets around here. I'd probably be recognized by someone. And we are 2 days early. Shite.
Also, you have blood all over you.
Oh, right. That too. Alright, fine, I'll stay here.
Its low profile is part of the charm.
Right. But if this is a Zentarum safe house, you sure we're gonna be okay staying here? It's not gonna be, some of your people come back in the middle of the night and stab us all in our sleep.
I mean, is someone maybe gonna want to use it?
Well, we will be here. So if there's a bump in the night, simply wake us up.
Wow, thanks. That's very reassuring.
If you'd like to set a watch, we will volunteer to take the first.
Veritas will be lookout.
I think that's probably a good idea. I'll do third. Right, that's settled.
Okay, I mean, I can help watch too.
Sure.
Veritas will be taking the first watch with you, Ghazi.
Wonderful.
At some point before everyone settles in for the night, is it night? Yeah, it is night because everyone was at the library for the day. Eve will kind of try to get Chalabi's attention. Tap the side of her head.
Yes.
Hi.
Aye.
It's been hectic lately. Thanks for looking out for me back there. I'm sorry for the scare.
I'm just glad we made it through.
Yeah, that was really something. How are you doing after, well, seeing all that?
Well, I do feel a lot better about my decisions with all of you after seeing me. Makes me glad to have met all of you.
Well, we're sure glad to have met you as well. I feel kind of terrible about how things had to go with the other version of you. I wish that she'd met someone who'd opened her eyes as well, but we are here, and you're you, and I'm glad that things have worked out this way.
I am too.
What were you gonna say?
No, just sighing because I feel like I know what's coming next.
Yeah, I think you do. Yeah. I think you know a conversation that needs to happen, right?
I know.
We thought we were gonna have a chance for you to have that conversation back in prison here, but you see how things go. You never know when we're all gonna get swept up in something we don't have control over, Jellivy.
I know, but
And we're here now. It's really relevant now.
I know.
Sorry, I know it's a terrible thing to ask, but at your first chance, you really should. And of course, if there's anything that I can do or say to help, let me know. I don't know if you want company. I'm so exhausted I can barely talk for that conversation, or if you'd like it to be just, between the two of you. But either way, anything you need.
Thank you.
Of course. Anyway, I'm gonna lie down before I pass out.
That sounds like a good idea.
Pats her on the arm, curls up in the corner.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. Any other midnight conversations or?
Good. I think Tia is also at the point of passing out, so probably has to help her down.
Yep. You help each other find a nice little spot. Curl up. And you all begin your long rest. Gazrakul, you are taking the first watch with Veritas. For your divination, did you want to attempt to hide that from Veritas, or?
We're hoping the majority will take place in our mind.
Veritas, watch the door. We have something to attend to. Nothing important, but it will take a little bit.
Yeah, I'm used to Gazi's wacky stuff.
Ah,
You
thanks.
coolie? You're cool. Don't listen to Gazi.
They all just look at you.
Veritas walks over and keeps a lookout at the door. And before he fully moves over, just like one turn back. By the way, thanks for helping. Trying to help me. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
So they'll sit cross-legged on the ground. Take a book. Any book. I don't have anything specific in the inventory, but if we could retroactively just grab anything that's worth 25 gold of bookish nature, and they're gonna light that on fire.
Easily enough.
And as they ritual cast divination, they send out their call to Denier, attempting to grab the deity's attention.
Alright. What is your question?
Where in the cosmos would one find a barren land, blighted and inhabited by living dormant crystal?
Let's see. Within 70. Hmm. Such a place does not exist in my sight.
Thank you for your time, wise one.
And they'll pat out the ashes, clean up all their spellcasting components, and then plop down next to Veritas.
Alright. The two of you take your watch and nothing happens. Goes by peacefully. And for the sake of brevity, it goes by peacefully for all of your watches. And you can all mark down a long rest.
Whew.
A restful night is a good night.
Indeed. But you all awaken.
Farming book worth 25 gold.
Very advanced agricultural techniques.
Yes.
Of course. All of you awaken to... let's see, who was taking the last watch?
Eve.
Was it Eve?
Eve and or Bosch. Because Bosch also volunteered.
Did.
Yeah.
I was confused because I thought you said you're taking third watch.
I thought that Veritas was taking second watch, not watching with Gazrakul. So I guess Eve would have been taking second watch, in which case Bosch would have been taking third.
Which
Okay.
means Virgil took fourth, the last one.
Oh.
Which means none of you saw him leave.
Son of a bitch.
You find a note left behind saying that I didn't want a sloppy goodbye, and really it's just a farewell. But I've got to get Star back to Neverwinter before the carnival moves on. It'll take me more than a day to get there, so I should arrive shortly after we leave. And then I'll come back. Signed, Virgil.
See, he acts all tough and mean, but just really cares about taking that kitten back to his dad.
Classic Virgil.
We'll have to complain twice as much in his absence.
Oh, there is a PS. PS, don't die while I'm gone.
Yeah, that sounds like Virgil. Hope he'll be alright.
I noticed he didn't promise the same. We'll be fine.
I trust he'll be fine.
Well, no slit throats in the night. The sun is up and the day is ahead. What shall we do with it?
That's an excellent question, Gazrakul. There are so many things that I want to do now that we're here, but unfortunately, I spent a lot of time with a lot of people all over the city when I lived here. God, it feels like ages ago, even though it was, what, a year ago now? So anyway, I'd probably be recognized pretty quickly by someone. And I certainly don't want to get on the wrong side of Lady Dunamis.
You want us to pick you up some pickles?
Eve's eyes gleam.
Please? Could you?
I think we can manage that, yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Well, I guess in the meantime, I'll be here?
Suddenly looks very uncertain.
Eve,
Hmm?
I, I'm working with something with Big Sister. Want to know more about our people, the mobs?
Ooh.
Could you help us? I tried looking in the library and I didn't find anything useful.
You want help with doing some research? Absolutely, I would be happy to. There are a bunch of different sources for research and scholarly studies here in Waterdeep. Probably the first among them I would recommend would be. Did they mention which one they visited?
Uh, did you?
Sure, the one by the
I-
Hall of Knowledge.
the so so he would call it the library next to the Hall of Knowledge.
Hmm.
If that if that narrows it down.
That would be the font of knowledge in the castle ward then.
I think so. I didn't read the sign.
Okay, yeah, that's a wonderful place. You didn't find anything there, really?
I found a lot of philosophy named books about consciousness.
There was a lovely tome about turnips.
That was after.
Alright, well, if you have already scoured, I mean, they've got books for days, so they've probably. You can only really scratch the surface in one visit, but if you don't want to look there, there's also, well, the Eltorchul Academy Library, although that's usually only open to students. One of the places I would recommend would be, Torben's Tomes and Tales, but that's. We probably shouldn't go there yet.
Why's that?
Oh, 'cause that's my dad's shop.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Don't get me wrong, I've been itching to go there ever since we got here, but. Guess we probably shouldn't.
Wait. We wait.
We wait?
To go?
Yeah, I mean, we could do that. I feel bad wasting all you guys' time. I wonder if, maybe I can whip up some kind of disguise for myself.
Kind of starts rooting around in the bag of holding for any extra bits of like cloth or scarves or cloaks or anything.
Gazrakul's form shimmers into that of a rough and tumble looking half-orc.
Let me try help with costume.
So, from what I understand, you are trying to make a disguise for yourself, Eve.
Yes.
Alright? No one here has disguise kit as a tool proficiency, do they?
No.
Nope.
No tool proficiencies.
Thought as much.
Honestly, even just fashioning a cloak for herself that has a hood on it, she would settle for.
We
How
can
about the
change
stick?
you into a squirrel.
I mean, I feel like my ability to help with research would be rather limited as a squirrel, but. If it weren't for that, I'd be down for it.
If we had a hat to put you under, then we could devise a system where you like pull on his hair, control him.
Genius. Oh, that's right. You didn't get your hat back, did you?
Yeah.
That
Where's that
vampire
hat?
kid took it.
No pointy
maybe.
hat.
I guess she probably needs it. If the sun's gonna be coming back.
Yeah.
I didn't really use it that often, but I don't know. I like that hat.
Was a nice hat.
Uh-huh.
Very wide brim, honestly. That would have served pretty nicely as a disguise on its own.
Oh well, I mean, this other helmet is, I guess, is my helmet, so hard to get more fitting than that.
Veritas has an idea.
Oh?
Veritas wants to see if he can try to turn into that hat.
Veritas is going to try and not be a weapon?
Oh.
Veritas is trying to branch out.
You could always turn into something like Kung Lao's hat. That way you can still use it.
It has blades on the rim.
Give me a constitution check.
A constitution check. Okay.
A 9.
Oof.
You turn into a very, very pointy and very, very rigid hat. It's a hat, but be careful, you might put someone's eye out with it.
It looks more like a cone.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like a much wider kind of thumbtack almost.
Oh, that's, quite a fashion statement.
Eve will awkwardly attempt to put on the hat.
It's
kind of heavy. It definitely feels like he's made of metal.
Oh, God! Oh, this is gonna give my neck a real workout.
Veritas hat.
Oh, well, it was a great idea. It was a good idea. Maybe it'll work. Yeah, worth a shot. Does it obscure Eve's hair/face if she tucks all of her puffy hair inside?
I mean, kind of, but you get the feeling like you'll attract attention wearing this.
I don't think this is gonna work. Bummer. Okay, you know what? No hat. Sorry, buddy.
Veritas transforms back into half elf.
Right, and as for the, if you want to try and disguise yourself physically, I'm going to say that is, since no one has proficiency, just a raw dexterity check.
Okay. Oh.
11. But you managed to cover up a little bit.
A little bit.
You didn't have a whole lot of extra stuff. You
Shite.
you think that as long as you don't go anywhere where there's anyone like that would know you, like you could get away with this. But like definitely wouldn't work against like anyone you specifically knew.
Shite, that defeats the purpose. Alright, I'm not gonna risk the wrath of the incarnation of time itself. Just because I wanna walk around my hometown. So you guys go ahead, out there, do your thing. Sorry, Veritas, I guess I'm gonna have to help you with the research another day, but I'm sure we'll have plenty of time for it. In the meanwhile, welcome to the City of Splendors. And, there's a lot to see and do here. If you guys want, you could head down to the markets, see if there's any supplies that you want to pick up. And grab me some pickles while you're out.
We'll be sure to grab some pickles.
Ah, wonderful. If she's... Yeah, as a matter of fact, I think before I set out, good old Pollyanna had actually just gotten herself a brick and mortar establishment in the market. So, Pollyanna's Pickle Peck. Best pickles in town.
Right, we'll be sure to head over there. We were 2 days early, so after today we still have one more day to wait.
Well, it sounds like we got here at the end of the first day. Right? So after today, wouldn't we be back on schedule?
Yes?
Because, guys, how long were you here? Veritas, Gosrakul?
You came back the day that we came back last night.
Okay, alright, so the first day has already passed.
Okay.
Right?
Time is weird.
Oh, sure is.
We just have to worry about getting supplies that we'll need once all of us can just go and be out.
Yeah.
Any, stuff we think we'll need?
Yeah. Anything that seems useful? Anything that would have been useful across our adventures so far?
2 more barrels of rations.
Oh, goodness, that's... Oh, really wish I could tag along.
I mean, we don't need to rations, sure, because we're not going to be, camping out in. Oh, I guess we are kind of planning to eventually go camp out in different planes and stuff. We don't need to get that many rations right now, right?
Veritas likes the snacks on hand.
He
Yeah, but
hops
we're
up and down in excitement. That's right! We're gonna be planeswalking next! Oh, we're gonna be trying to get... Oh, well, probably shouldn't be saying that out loud. But that's exciting, that's really exciting, yes. Anything that you think would be useful in journeys to other planes of existence. So, anything defensive, anything, that would help us survive in potentially hostile territory. Anything good for navigation? Anything you think, oh, I really want to go with you?
if we're going to the library, we should probably look up that stuff too.
Yes, absolutely.
How to get to the astral sea.
Veritas will look in the dummy's guide.
Tommy's Guide to
is
the
that
Astral Sea. That was exactly the sort of thing that I was researching before I left. Ways to get to other planes of existence. So yes, absolutely. Good area to start. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll be here, I guess. Come to think of it, there's something I wanted to try out.
Before we depart, Eve,
Mhm.
if anyone you do not recognize shows up, they will ask you a question. Regardless of the question, the correct response will be, and remember this, there is coin and steel aplenty to be shared amongst friends.
There is coin and steel aplenty to be shared amongst friends.
Do your best not to forget. Hopefully you will not need to remember it, but it's better that you do.
Right. I'll do my best.
Try and steal something, Pickle.
No, don't mess me up. There is coin and steel aplenty to be shared amongst friends. Now I'm gonna think there are pickles involved in it.
Yummy.
Any harm in writing it down?
Oh, that's a great idea. Busts out her journal. And the pen that Gazrakul gave her from the hag's place. I haven't actually tried this pen out before now. You said that it's like an infinitely writing pen, isn't it? Oh, that sounds amazing. Starts jotting it down in her journal. I believe it was mentioned that this pen writes in blood.
Santa's heading out now.
I do believe that pen writes in blood. So you write in a nice fine red.
Nice. That's interesting color.
What is your passive perception?
14.
You felt almost like a small prick on your thumb.
Oh no. Oh god. Checks her thumb.
It's like a really tiny bead on there.
Oh, fuck. Fuck, why did I use something that was from Hag's place? Shite.
May we also helpfully suggest that if you are called upon to answer the question, that you do not read it verbatim from a book.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess that's a good point. Hang on, I need to... Eve tosses the pen onto the ground and casts spell magic on it.
Cool. Roll a charisma check.
Okay.
Okay, 17. You dispel the magic, break it. Roll a d100.
Oh god.
Not attracting attention in.
Eve de-ages another year.
The pen, you cast the dispel magic on the pen, and immediately the energy releases from the pen. And the air just seems to kind of buzz for a little bit.
Kind of backs away to the corner of the room. Ahem. Yeah, I think I'll stick with my old pen and inkpot. Come to think of it.
Well, try not to burn the place down.
I'll do my best.
Eventually, the buzzing does fade. Alright. So I assume the rest of you are heading off to the market?
Pickle run, grab books, come back.
Librarians love it when you bring pickles in with you, right?
All along the way, Gazrakul is, of course, going to be attempting to suss out any contacts along the way, anyone who might know anything. subtly as they can.
Yeah. From the previous day, you can already tell that it's bad here. Whatever it is that's going on is bad.
Yeah, that's what they're afraid of.
But you eventually do make your way to the market. There are many stalls and storefronts and various goods. Many people hawking their wares, fresh fish, apples, whatever. But you do see the. Give it to me again.
Pollyanna's pickle peck?
That. And they have a wide assortment of pickled products, including things that it is questionable whether or not something should be pickled or not.
Like what?
Why would you pickle a carrot?
Excuse me, pickled carrots are great.
Seems valid to me. We better get at least a jar of those.
Couple, 4 jars of the regular pickles, 2 jars of the carrot pickles, 2 radish
Get somebody-
pickles.
For the beets, maybe a little cocktail onions.
Would you like some of the eggplant pickled?
Yes.
2, please. No, make it 3.
Oh my, really having a pickled party, aren't you?
Ryan really likes pickles.
Been told, Waterdeep is the city to go to for pickles, and all Waterdeep, this is the place that has the best ones. So, better we'll try them all out.
Well, they certainly knew the pickles, didn't they?
I guess so. Yeah.
You can say that.
Indeed, we're something of a sour bunch.
Right. Well, altogether, that comes out to about a gold and a half.
Sold.
Yeah.
Gold and a half.
And you have your wide assortment of pickled vegetables.
Indeed.
Do we need anything else, or do we just head to the library now?
I mean, we were supposed to look around for stuff that could be useful. Because if we're going in the astral plane, something like that, think
Side eye. Was real cool for a minute.
I think you're the only one who's actually been there, Ritas. Ideas for we might need. Lots of food, right?
As you say this, the cogwheels begin turning slowly, the hamster ball's rolling.
Food!
Okay, well, we got some food.
And... floaty boat!
Okay, know where to find one of those. Probably a good idea.
And more food!
Bosch, you would know that being in this such a large city, you could probably find just about anything you want to look for here.
Yeah. It's the thing. What what do we want?
Floaty boat! Lots of food.
Okay, so we can head down to the docks, see if we can buy a boat.
Not just boat.
When it's
Floaty boat.
Veritas, the definition of a boat tends to include its ability to float.
No, floaty boat. Like,
You have no idea how little that narrows it down.
like float on everything.
Huh. I mean, we're supposed to be able to find everything here. Stick around for float on everything boat.
I don't
Floaty
suppose.
boat search.
As Veritas
Bosch for-
says that and goes into the market further.
Bosch wouldn't know what's available necessarily in Faerun, but could I make some kind of check to see if, like, kind of thing that Veritas is talking about is something that anyone has?
Sure.
Yeah, might have heard of something like that in the Feywild. I don't know. Is that a history? Arcana?
I think Arcana to understand what he's even saying.
Okay. My history and Arcana are the same. Yeah, that's a 4.
Yeah. I mean, a floaty boat, that's just a boat, right?
Thought so. I mean, it's water deep. They got lots of boats.
Yeah, and you know that all the boats are in the Dark Ward. Where else would they be?
Or else, indeed.
Let's head down to the dock ward. We need maybe walking through the city. We need one that we can, like carry through the street, like a row floaty boat. Although if it's small enough that a couple of us can carry it, then probably not gonna have a lot of room on it, huh?
Perhaps they sell pocket boats, something you could fold up and put in a pack.
Yeah.
That makes sense, sure.
Floaty pocket boat.
Yeah, Gazarkul's from the desert. He knows what a boat is, but that is the extent of his nautical knowledge.
And
We are the best at this.
and we are now on the journey for the floaty boat.
Alright. You head to the docks to try to find a floaty boat.
Maybe
How,
we'll meet one of these pirate friends.
how do you conduct this search?
Well, in Veritas's head, he is looking for the strange-looking poles and the wings that he knows from his experience with floaty boats.
strange-looking poles and wings.
Yes.
Would it look like, say, a galleon?
It might.
Okay. Heading down to the dock ward, you see hundreds of them.
Bloody boat! Lots!
Okay, cool. Definitely aren't carrying those.
Perhaps with magic we could float it to the safe house and have it just sit above it.
It's your thing, man. Can you do that?
No.
Back in the astral sea, boat would float through.
Okay. So how do you make the boat go to the astral sea?
Well, boat would float up into the sky and head to astral sea.
Veritas could roll a history check with disadvantage.
This is gonna be pretty.
A 7. Yeah, they just floated. I mean, they
That
never
was almost.
they never not float. I mean, look at them; they're floating right now, just on water.
Perhaps if we lit a Perhaps if we lit a fire underneath the boat, the heat would create an updraft.
Could we send boat into sea?
I mean, and it looks like they're in the sea right now.
Oh! What if we take floaty boat to astral sea, one by one, and then we make floaty boat back again?
I'd have to run me through that again. And like each of us goes alone on our own boat.
We
I
have
think
big
Veritas-
floaty boat, and then make it into smaller pieces of floaty boat, and then combine it back when we get to astral sea.
So, to be clear, y'all are having this conversation just kind of out in the open, right? Just
Oh,
looking-
100%.
Just looking.
100%.
Okay, then I'm just gonna.
I didn't even think this was a question.
Oh my god.
I'm just making sure. Okay, I was just making sure whether or not I was rolling something or not.
I will leave you people alone for 5 minutes.
Can I have everyone make a perception check?
Sure.
With a 19 Veritas, you realize that you have caught someone's attention. Kind of sitting at a table with a mug in her hand, you see a human woman, kind of with a bandana, red hair, sword at her side, and kind of in this really kind of like this nice, not quite. How best describe it? Looks like a captain.
And does it look like she has just like stopped everything? Is kind of like in shock, or is like just staring at us?
It looks like amusement.
Uh, and I can tell that this is a captain, like an admiral.
Like the pins and get up on her coat kind of give that suggestion of this is a person of authority and given where you are, likely a ship.
Okay. Veritas going with all of the best behavior that he's learned from his friends and social manners. Hello there. Nice to meet you. My name's Veritas, and we are looking for a floaty boat to get us to the Astral Sea.
I heard. It's rather. It's quite funny how you describe it.
I don't know it as any other way.
I think you're a bit out of luck. Not many ships, as she pointedly says, go to the Astral Sea. They only sail the seas around here.
Oh. Do you perhaps know where one might find a ship that goes to the Astral Sea?
I might, if you have the coin and the guts to find it.
We have guts. And a bit of coin. With a, like, quick grabbing in the pocket, pulling out 20 gold pieces. And I hope that the laugh was also enjoyable for you.
Well, she takes the 20 gold pieces. If you're looking for one to get to the Astral Sea, I would recommend that you try to look for some wizardly, scholarly folk. They have their ways. Plain
Again,
shit and whatever.
Side eye at Gosrock Cool.
And
Well,
perchance, do you know of anyone?
No.
Or where to find them?
No, but I have heard tale of a place called Brawl. You find someone that knows about Brawl, and you'll find your way to astral space.
get Brawl to the library, Gazi.
Fine.
Total tone shift, just like as you look back and talking to Gauze. Anyways, seems like we should get going and search elsewhere. Thanks for the bit of information.
Sure. You enjoy finding your way out there.
Will do.
Alright. So, where do you head to next?
Obviously to the library.
The library. Back to the library.
Okay, now we have some things to look for now. Brawl, wizards, ships to the Astral Sea, and other planes and the Astral Sea itself. Let's break off into teams to search for these books. Ready? Go!
And
Yes.
Veritas
Like what?
heads further into the library.
Okay, I guess I'll just look for everything.
Bosh, are you familiar with the standard categorization of librarians in Faerû?
No.
Best stick with us then.
Okay.
Alright. Some investigation checks then.
Do I count as helping Gazra Cool? Or would you like me to roll by myself?
We can do you helping Gosrakul, yes.
You
Do you
know,
want to roll or me with
this-
advantage?
I think you'd better roll with advantage.
Okay. Veritas. So you were looking for Brawl,
wizards,
Wizards, and
Astral Sea.
and Astral Sea. You find a book that is about a wizard brawl on the Sea of Dreams.
He is
great-
pumped.
It's a great read, very fantastical.
He can't wait to show it to Eve.
Gazrakul, you find a book that is about that has some seems to be a copied journal of an adventurer who journeyed into the Astral Sea, and they speak about a place called the Rock of Brawl, which, from the description that he says, it sounds like a free port, like a pirate port, but for these things called spelljammers, which seem to be the names of the ships that go in and out of the Astral Sea.
Interesting. We'll have to ask Eve. She's the one to know.
Seems like it's a good way.
I wonder, do they let us check these books out of the library?
You could ask.
You know what? Best not to.
And they slip the book into their cloak.
All right. I would like Gazrakul to make a stealth check. An 18, you are able to avoid being caught.
Whew.
All right, Veritas, we think we found something. We need to take it back to the safe house.
Same here.
Shows the book.
It has everything in it.
Gazrakul is very clearly a fictional piece.
This is certainly something. You should put it back, remember where you put it, and we'll come back for it.
Okay.
Very good.
Counting the aisle, making sure that he puts it in the right spot.
Okay. Aisle 8. Row 3.
All right. So, you all leave, I assume, heading back to the safe house?
Yeah.
All right. Going back to the safe house, Eve, have you, would you say that you've concluded your business? Or are you still working on that?
Probably still.
Okay. You hear a knock on your door.
Was it set up?
So, upon getting back, the
No.
door to the
No. You hear a knock
safe
on the
house
door.
opens.
No. You hear a knock on your door.
Opens it.
You see still Havity standing there.
Slams it shut again.
You know, that's rather rude.
Checks her belt. Is Chelovy there, or did she go with the others?
She had gone with the others.
Oh boy.
Because she was going to help Veritas. Unfortunately, Veritas rolled double fives.
And she can still hear him through the door.
Well, the way that you have described that door to me, it kind of has a bit of permeation. Like,
Yeah.
you could really only hear someone that was, like, directly outside the door.
We're not buying any. Thanks. Have a nice day.
I'm merely making good on the promise I made. Did I not say I'd greet you once you got to Waterdeep? Albeit you got here a bit sooner than expected.
Yeah, funny how that works. Very generous of you to stop by and say hello. Hello! Nice to see you.
It is nice to see you again.
Yeah, fucking
Albeit,
opens the door.
so much nicer to have a face to speak to. So, given that you are here and there, am I to assume that you've finally met me?
Gives him the deadpan stare. Just pure poker face.
Well, here you are, so I've met you, and I don't see how anything else that I've done is any of your business.
Isn't it? You did help send me away.
What do you want me to say here? Hmm?
I don't know. I'm merely letting you know that I know.
Yeah, knowledge is powerful, isn't it?
Sure is.
You're not the only one who has access to that power. Might do you good to remember that.
Don't worry, I have.
Great. And with that being said, is there anything that you'd want to hear that I can do for you or would? Because if not, I'd rather like to get about my day. I'm
Well,
sure you've got more important things to do.
well, I would say that the offer is still open, but I know that you don't want anything that I'm offering.
Not interested.
I know. Instead, I'll simply say this. Don't get in my way, or it'll get messy. Not for you, for everyone around you.
I think you'll find that everyone around me is more than capable of handling a little mess. But thanks for the warning anyway.
Well, it sure would be a shame to tell Veritas's children that. But
What? What would it take for you to give those back? Hmm? Hypothetically, of course.
deliver the staff.
Holds her hands out to either side.
I know you don't have it. But it wouldn't be that hard for you to see her.
And where exactly would I be delivering that?
You'll know.
That's supremely unhelpful. You realize this, yes?
I know. But I can't have you have any ideas of trying to, I don't know, break them out.
Oh, you're keeping them in the prison. Great. You are an excellent granddaddy.
Oh no, they're not the ones imprisoned.
Just you? Poor buddy.
Smile kind of diminishes at that.
Must be awful lonely in there. Weird place, the way I hear it. Probably eats away at the mind after being stuck there for, oh, how long has it been now?
Too
Poor thing.
long.
Don't worry, I don't think he'll be stuck in there forever.
Neither do I. You know what? I'll sweeten the deal. The staff, in exchange for not just the lives of Veritas's children, but of all of you, I'll leave. And I'll never come to Toril again.
Stares at him at this. Does he have some actual sincere interest in going elsewhere and doing something else?
Roll an insight. 11.
Yeah.
It's so hard to tell with him. Like,
Yeah, that's
you
fair.
you know you have a strong suspicion that he wants vengeance for his imprisonment. But you also know that if he makes a contract, like an actual deal, he will have to follow through on it, be bound by his own magic.
Now, why on earth would you offer something like that? Are you getting a little bit frightened, maybe?
Bored, more like it.
Bored.
Well, already did the whole conquest thing, in case you forgot.
No, I remember. It didn't end very well for you.
No, it didn't. And likely it, admittedly, will again, should I conquer. So why should I? When I can just move on. I don't want any of you anyway.
What do you want?
The same thing I've always wanted. Revenge.
And what'll that get you, really? What's the point? Think it'll erase all the time you've spent in imprisonment? All the suffering, all the isolation? Think it'll do anything about all that? It won't change anything. Most of this world had nothing to do with what happened to you, sir. Whatever you do against them, they'll likely be ignorant of the reason behind it. Is there really any satisfaction in that? Someone with your power, with your potential. You could change this world for the better, if you wanted. Make a real lasting impact, one that wouldn't be wiped away by the next band of heroes to come through. One that would last for millennia.
I don't want to share any existence with them. Not while they're still here. Think about my deal. Goodbye. And he vanishes.
Stares out the door for a long time before closing it.
Eve, you were offered an interesting deal. But whether or not you take it is completely up to you. Next time. And that is where we'll end the session.